Who's going to be the offensive coordinator for Sam Hartman? Where does Notre Dame go for its OC opening?
I don't know.
Charlie Weiss Jr.
The prodigal son returns.
I'm just saying, he's a pretty the testing the marketplace. We talk about whatever the market says. I would say that Charlie Weiss Jr. as a if it's green or red, I would say his little ticket is green. He's considered a coach that is rising in the industry. He's had success. He's there with Lane Kiffin, so it's not like he is totally running his own show without a lot of influence from the head coach. But he grew up around the program. If I don't know how Notre Dame fans would feel about it, but he definitely came to mind for me.
According to the chat, the names right now are Andy Ludwig and Joe Moorhead.
Both would be good hires. And if it's Joe Moorhead, goodness gracious, if Joe Moorhead, Sean Lewis, and Candle all step down from sitting head coaching jobs to go take Power 5 offensive coordinator jobs, that is going to be a kind of a sad offseason for the MAC.
I talked about it. The salaries that are offered now, it's hard to get hired as a head coach from a MAC school to a Power 5 school because it's hard to justify taking a guy from $700,000, if even that, and then giving him $8 million.
All right, you want to get spicy here?
Yeah.
If Marcus Freeman lands Andy Ludwig or Joe Moorhead, are we going to have to do a show where we say that Freeman out-hired Nick Saban, even though Saban took Freeman's OC?
I would think I would rather have Ludwig or Moorhead. Yes.
I kind of feel like it's at least on par and track record. I think their track record is better than what Tommy Rees
longer
is.
For sure.
Now the thing is, if you go work in Tuscaloosa, it's very well reported at this point that you have to use Nick's terminology and run the Alabama offense, which can have a lot of elements of what you want to run, but it's going to be like, hey, we run mainly this stuff. You could run your flavor of this stuff. The terminology is going to remain the same, which is something Saban actually did that was smart for a while because he had so much coaching turnover. He didn't want kids have to learn new terminology 3 times in their 4-year career. But I wonder if you have more freedom to run what you want to run under Freeman.
I would assume
you
are going to have. I don't know what Marcus Freeman's individual approach is to the offensive side of the ball, but you've got more. I'm just going to recklessly speculate that you've got more freedom to do things your way under 130, 129 FBS head coaches than you do when you're stepping into Nick Saban's Alabama coaching staff meeting room. It's a lot of yes, sir, and I'm on it. That kind of stuff. That's what I expect. So Joe Moorhead or Andy Ludwig. Andy Ludwig would be a bad loss for Utah and a great hire for Notre Dame. Any other names out there that stand out?
It's the typical message board stuff bringing up Joe Brady, but Joe Brady's not coming back to college. He's just not.
Does he want to recruit?
No.
Right.
The man probably could have had any college head coaching job he wanted after what he did at LSU, and he just said, no, I'm going to the NFL later, guys.
Yeah.
I do think that an important part of this hire will be quickly establishing the relationship with CJ Carr, Lloyd Carr's grandson, who is committed to Notre Dame. He's a top 5 quarterback for us right now in our rankings at 24/7 Sports. I think he's a good player. Again, early rankings they're very volatile, but we feel good about him as a player. So that is an important thing because the Irish obviously did not hang on to their chances for Dante Moore this cycle.
And don't we give Freeman some credit for that recruiting win? I mean, I'm just going off of a lot. I'm going off a lot of CJ Carr shared photos of him and Freeman. Right? It seems like Freeman spent a lot of time locking it down. The grandson of one of the most successful Michigan head coaches in program history.
I mean, name me a successful program at the nationally elite level where the head coach is not the best recruiter on the team or damn near it. Kirby's a hell of a recruiter. Nick is still a hell of a recruiter. I think Ryan Day is actually a pretty damn good recruiter. Harbaugh is kind of such an interesting dude that
and we've also discussed at length that Michigan is at the top of the sport on the field. Michigan is not at the top of the sport in the recruiting rankings.
I think Harbaugh's kind of like PJ Fleck in either you vibe with him or you very much don't. And if you do vibe with him, he's a very good recruiter.